have any type of intelligence and wisdom in your heart, and if you have any love in your heart, you understand the importance of what the elders told you to do when they say, if you don't have anything good to say about someone, just be silent, because it is disrespectful to speak ill of the dead. And this is one of the reasons why this scripture obviously was cultivated. You mourn with those who mourn, and you rejoice with those who rejoice. So therefore, there's a time and a place for all things. And therefore, there's a certain dialogue that is going to be accepted, and that's more beneficial and acceptable for a certain circumstance that's going to go in harmony with the hearts and the mind of the people in the environment. The scriptures it just clearly tells you that there's a time and a place for everything based upon dialogue, and you have to be wise, and you have to be compassionate, and you have to be intelligent in terms of how certain dialogue is going to affect a certain group of people. You have to respect that. And if you don't have any respect for those who are mourning, just be silent. Have enough love in your heart to just be silent. I wanted to address an issue real quick. I got some messages concerning my last video. And of course, you have those group of Black people out there who are still on the Uncle Tom and good Christian Negro, house Negro dialogue. That's fine. But what amazes me is that this assassination of this young man has really revealed a lot of ignorance and hate that is within the Black community. I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you up front. And when you are dealing with a man as myself, who have suffered a whole lot through life, to the degree that it has humbled me in a whole lot of areas, to where I chose humility instead of choosing to remain angry and rigid about life. Because when you're like that, there's no growth. You know, being angry and rigid and uptight all the time, it only implies that you're still holding on to the past. You're choosing to hold on to the past, and this is where your rigidness, your anger, and your outbursts derive. I'm just not one of those men. I believe in growth and maturity and more spiritual awareness, to the degree to where the only thing that I'm concerned about is where my particular peace resides within me. Now, if your peace resides on walking around being angry and uptight and sharing this mentality that your Dr. Umar has, to where he goes around and he attacks everyone who don't see things in which reflects his mentality and the way that he sees things. If that's the way you are, then fine. If that's where you want to find your peace, and if that's where you want to sit, then sit there and leave everybody else the hell alone. Because I'm going to be, I choose. And if you want to walk around with this attitude all the time, when you're a house Negro, and this is one of the reasons why I was telling everybody not too long ago, when Brother Malcolm put that information out, it didn't do anything but cause a whole lot of divisiveness even within the Black community, in the Black community. The whole house Negro and the field Negro thing. That doesn't mean anything in the white community. It means nothing in the white community. That dialogue only affected the Black community and caused divisiveness within the Black community because he was talking about the distinctions of house Negro and field Negro. And so what you do, you have some people who accumulate that information. And so instead of taking it strictly as information in terms of the distinctions between the mentalities of house Negroes and field Negroes, and not only the mentalities, but the position that Black people were put in during those times for the sake of their own survival, whether it's you're in the fields or in the house. The whole thing was, in spite of how those two segregated areas of existence are looked upon in the Black community, the house Negro did what he did in order to survive. The field Negro did what he did in order to survive. It wasn't information to cause divisiveness in the community. Now, if you perceive it as that, then that's your issue. That's your issue. And even if Malcolm gave you that information to cause divisiveness, then it's still your issue, as well as it was Malcolm's issue for causing this division in the community, if that was his intention. However, I find my peace of mind in having a clear understanding on how things affect the human family. And the whole thing of mourning with those who mourn and rejoice with those who rejoice, I meant what I said. And until this day, I meant this. So if a lot of you want to walk around and you're angry all the time, and white folks feel this way and they did this to us, and fine, fine. If that's the way you want to exist, walk around angry and rigid all the time, because actually, if you are the type of person who accumulates a whole lot of information and it causes you to become angry and rigid all the time, then you've accumulated some information that you really can't handle. You can't carry a whole lot of information. If it makes you that way, then you're carrying around a whole lot of information that you really can't handle. I mean, that's the same as I would make it real simple. If you're in the gym and you're working out with a certain amount of weight, and if that weight is just heavy enough for you to maintain it to where you're not straining, then you're able to handle that weight and it's going to be beneficial to you. But if you're in the gym pushing up weight and you're straining and you're hurting yourself and you're angry and rigid all the time, then obviously that's too much weight for you at that particular time. And you need to take some of that weight off. But what it is, you need to take some of that weight off so that you will find humility in working out at a particular weight. But if you're the type of person where you can accumulate information and maintain your humanity, then that's personal. And if you find yourself upset that someone who you are observing is not at a state of existence to where it reflects your own, and you start attacking them and start accusing them of being whatever this accumulated information has taught you to accuse someone of being, then it's information that's not good. Wherever you find your peace, you sit there and you be peaceful. Whether you are angry or rigid or upset or fiery, wherever you find your peace and sit there and be quiet and allow other people to maintain their peace of mind of where they found their peace, according to the information that they've accumulated of where it relates to them at where they are in their state. The problem with a whole lot of you is that if you're upset and if you see things in a certain way, you look for everyone else to jump on your particular bandwagon and feel and think the same way that you do, which is totally unrealistic because everyone is an individual. Everyone is an individual, and everyone has the right to be themselves, whether you agree with it or not. And believe me, whether you agree with where I am, it's not my concern. It's not my concern. You need to spend more time dealing with yourself. And if you find your peace walking around angry and rigid all the time, and if you're uptight all the time because white folks did this to us and white folks don't care about you and blah blah blah, and if that's where you are, and if you find your peace there, then sit there. I'm not going to say anything about it. The only time that I'm going to say something about it is when you try to attack me based upon where I am, because due to the fact that I'm not going to sit there and just be silent while you are constantly attacking me because I don't see things in the way that you see things, or I'm not at this demeanor as you are. The only reason why I'm going against this is because I'm determined to maintain my peace of mind of where I am. And simply because I'm determined to do that, it doesn't mean that I'm looking down on you or attacking you. I'm just going to sit here and I'm not going to allow you to attack me. So, in terms of all of this is bringing out, revealing a whole lot of areas in the Black community to where y'all need to get it together, really. You know, because I'm really good friends with a brother who's a part of the new Black Panther Party. You know, and I've been friends with this brother who's going on 11 and a half years, and he hasn't attacked me not one time. You know, we respect one another's positions, and we respect one another's opinions. You know, brother, what's his name? Sharif Muhammad. He respects me, and I respect that brother. And he has not one time ever attacked me. So if you're not at peace with where you are, keep it to yourself. Because attacking me and attacking other people is not going to bring you peace. And it's damn sure not going to bring you peace coming in this direction. Because I'm just not one of the people who are going to stand there and just let you dump your trash off on them. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. So if you don't like it, then go watch somebody else's content. I could care less where you go. But if you don't bring any peace this way, I would rather you not come this way. What you need to do is find peace within yourself. And you need to think about all of the information that you have accumulated that is causing you to feel and think and act out the way that you are to other people, whether you know them or not. You need to check yourself. You call yourself checking me. No, you need to check yourself. And with that being said, everyone have a